This is all for the general population's notice, or information. So that should you happen to come across a rattlesnake, you know what to do. And know what not to do. Rattlesnakes, like I said, usually non-aggressive. As long as you stand still, should you happen to come across one, he's going to go on about his business. Sometimes it may take 30 minutes plus before he moves on. And they're deaf, so you can yell out, start yelling for help, and they're not going to hear you. They're not going to feel more threatened. Like I said, the only time that I know of is when they're shedding after hunting season, that they strike at anything and everything that moves. One of my friends said he's even seen him strike at his own shadow. How true that is, I'm not really sure. It wasn't there. Kind of hard to believe, right?
So they're the same family from, well, I'm from Tennessee, so they're still in the same family as those from where
you mean like the eastern and the timber rattlers?
Pretty much.
Being as a rattlesnake, I would assume so. The biggest difference is Western Diamondback, of course, has the design of the diamond here on his back, plus the coon tail. The Eastern Diamondback doesn't have that. The timber rattler is more of a darker color. Snakes, the rattlesnakes are not like chameleons. They don't blend in with where they move to. They blend in with the den they come out of. That explains the difference in the color. We had one out here the other day that I could tell came from up in the Lubbock area with the red plate. As he's down here, of course, you can see the difference in the color of the dirt plus all the CRP land we got out here. That's conservation. That's a lot of the farmers used to have cotton, wheat, things like that growing, and got a deal that if they let so much of the acreage go and turn back into turn back into grass, so that it has a chance to recover from all the plants and insecticides, things like that, it had to be put out while they were farming it. So that's the other reason a lot of this grass has grown up out here where it used to be cotton country.
Now, did you gut one?
Yes, I did.
I believe that was one of the things that all the contestants had to do.
Yeah, we did it at media day.
Say you are bit or something. What's the best thing to do before you get to a hospital or a doctor's office or something?
We have a kit right here that all of us carry, or most of us carry. Now, keep in mind, we aren't paid by this company to promote it. This isn't an advertisement for them. This is a suggestion. It's called the Sawyer Extractor. What it does is it's self-administered. It sucks out usually 98% of the venom. However, you still got to get to a hospital as soon as possible. There's a very few amount of hospitals in this area that carry the antivenin. It has to remain refrigerated. I'm not sure about the shelf life on it. Rolling Plains Hospital here in Sweetwater is one of the ones that have it. I believe one of the ones in Abilene does carry the antivenin. There's a few different ways that someone might die from a rattlesnake bite, other than it hitting an artery or vein, allergic reactions to the venom, or enough panic to go into shock or cardiac arrest.
So never apply a tourniquet or anything?
No,
never. If you apply a tourniquet, it will concentrate the venom to where it was, where you were bitten.
What about putting cold on it to slow your circulation down?
It's mainly suggested to keep it elevated. Like I said, don't put a tourniquet on it. Don't try to slice it open.
Don't suck it out.
Yeah, don't suck it out. Should you happen to have a sore, cavity, an ulcer, anything in your mouth, and you suck it out, now you've just been bitten too.
Have you been bitten?
Luckily, I haven't. My boots have taken a few bites. I have seen some people, like I said, most of the time, according to the books, rattlesnake strikes about half its body length. Snakes are illiterate, don't often read the book. I've seen people underestimate it. Matter of fact, our handler before David Sager, on Media Day, that's the day where we bring in all the local and some of the more national media, as well as the contestants. They get to meet the contestants, they get to meet with our president, our board, public relations, and get to see some of the demonstrations that are done, get to watch the scanning, get to experience that. On that day back in, let's say 2005, our main demonstrator was almost bitten. He underestimated the distance that the snake can strike. Because he was going on the basic rule, it can only strike half its body length. This one went beyond half its body length, ended up hitting the man on the shirt. Luckily, it was a real hard-starched Wrangler shirt. Now, this doesn't stop anything, but he was lucky. It hit him right in the seam here where the buttons are. And he just bent over, used his hook, took it off, went back and sat down, took a little breather. I'm sure his heart was probably pounding.
He changed his pants, I'm sure.
A breather.
Yeah. Might have had to go change his drawers. Even still, that's something that I don't take the chance of. I keep my distance. Same way with David Sager there in the main demonstration pit. He uses balloons, so he's still got an extra couple of feet when he's messing with the snake trying to get it to strike. So should it happen to go over half its body length, he's still got a good distance away, so he didn't have to worry about getting less likely to get bitten. David's been doing this for well over 30 years, I believe. He knows good information about the snakes, knows how to handle them. He's one of the ones that trained me just as well as Riley Sawyers. I said it took a little over 2 years before they released me to do this kind of stuff. There are a select few of us, like Melinda here, that they actually feel are safe enough to come out here and do these demonstrations ourselves. This is not something that the general public needs to try. Yeah, these boots come up to about my knees. The average angle that a rattlesnake strikes at is within the shin area. However, there's some that go well above it. Depending on the size of the person, the more damage a bite does.
How much venom on average do you get from the Roundup each year?
CC-wise?
Yeah.
I think it takes 3 or 4 sniffs to get a big one CC, depending on how much milk they're able to get out of it. So if they're able, I know they go on shifts, 2 or 3 people in the milking pit at times. They might get a couple of little buckets. I forgot how many cc's each bucket contains, but they don't get a whole lot. We've only got 3 days to deal with it. Whereas the vendors got the entire time after they buy the snake, depending on the controlled environment they keep them in.
What exactly is the venom used for?
Right now, they're doing studies for heart and cancer treatments. I'm sure there's a few others. That's the 2 main ones I know of. There's a few others listed. They also use it for the antivenin. The antivenom, as most people, or a lot of people refer to it as, it's actually an antivenin. I'm not really sure that's a medical term. I don't know what the difference is. However, that is one of the things the venom is used for. I'm sure the cancer treatments, trying to find out, since this does eat away at tissue, I'm pretty sure that's the reason their logic behind it.